Start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can. Those words by Ato Ashe resonate so deeply with today's episode titled Start Where You Are. Stop Waiting for Perfect. Good morning and welcome to another inspiring episode in our series, Breaking Limits and Becoming. This is season 1, episode 2 of Beyond Words and Becoming, and I am so glad that you are here with me today. I am Becky Imoisile, the voice of transformation and becoming. I am here to walk with you on this journey of rebuilding, realigning, and rising into purpose, not just for motivation, but for lasting transformation. This is a space where we stop pretending and start becoming everything we were created to be. Welcome once again. Not too long ago, I was talking with a friend who is a talented fashion designer, and the clothes she makes deserves to be seen by the world. But when I encouraged her to share her designs online, do you know what she told me? She said, I would have loved to, but my environment isn't beautiful enough to take pictures. That statement actually hit me because many of us are waiting for perfect conditions. We tell ourselves, when I have more money, I will show up. When my environment looks better, I will put myself out there. When I have this, I will do that. But the reality is, perfection is an illusion. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with images of perfection. Perfect lives, perfect jobs, perfect bodies, perfect achievements, social media, and even people around us unintentionally foster the idea that before you start something, you must have everything perfectly lined up. But here is the truth: waiting for perfection is the biggest obstacle to progress. If you wait for the perfect moment, you might be waiting forever. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 4 says, He who observes the wind will not sow, and he who regards the clouds will not reap. If you keep waiting for the perfect conditions, you will never take action. To fully understand this, I want to break it down into 4 aspects. The first aspect: why do we wait for perfect? Most of us wait for perfect or perfect conditions because we fear failing. We do not want to look foolish or fall short of expectations. We want to avoid mistakes. We think that if we can get everything just right, then and only then we will begin. I once fell into the trap of waiting for the perfect timing, the flawless moment to start. I had my speeches written down, but I didn't have the courage to post them online because I felt the training I had wasn't enough. I felt my delivery wasn't polished enough, or maybe people won't listen. But I realized that if I kept waiting to be perfect, I might never start. So I chose to begin right where I was and with what I had. The second aspect is the myth of perfect conditions. Life will never give you a perfect stage. There will always be something missing, something you wish you had, or something you need. But the people who move forward, the people who make impact, are not the ones who had everything figured out. They are the ones who started regardless. The third is the power of authenticity. People don't always connect with perfection. They connect with authenticity. They connect with your story, with your struggle, your realness. That means even if your environment doesn't look perfect, your creativity, your voice, your gift will still shine through. Sometimes what we think is a limitation is actually the very thing that makes you relatable. Because when people see you showing up without everything being perfect, they are encouraged to do the same. The fourth aspect is start where you are and with what you have. You don't need to be the most talented or the most knowledgeable to start. Every great achievement starts with a single step, often imperfect steps, or something or small. What matters is that you begin. Think about some of the greatest successes in history. Steve Jobs started Apple in a garage. J.K. Rowling was a single mom writing in cafes. Their starting points were far from perfect, but their willingness to begin was what made all the difference. In the Bible, David was a shepherd boy, yet God used him to defeat Goliath and he became king. Moses felt unqualified. He only had a staff in his hand, but God used that very staff to perform miracles. When you start, you learn. When you try, you grow. And when you take action, you discover new opportunities and find solutions you never imagined. My beloved and amazing people, my challenge to you today is this: stop waiting for perfect conditions. Your environment doesn't define your gift, the stage doesn't define the message. What matters is that you show up. Because if you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you may miss the opportunity to grow, to share, and to inspire. Your gift is enough. Your voice is enough. Your creativity is enough. So start where you are and let your authenticity speak louder than your environment. Start where you are and let God perfect the rest. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please share, follow, and stay connected. See you next week.